What is up, you guys? It is your girl, Natalie Butler, captain of Avon Team Believers and future goal leader with Avon. So this video, you guys, I want to actually break down exactly how and why I do what I do. So some people actually look at me and they follow me on social media and they're like, oh my God, I can never be that way. So for an example, I had posted a picture of my dog, and this picture alone, just my dog, got 139 reactions. So there was people laughing, people like, liking it, loving it, whatever. And so some people are like, I can't do that. Like nobody actually responds to my post. So that is the purpose of this video, is to share with you how and why I do exactly what I do, and to be able to help you stand out online and be unapologetically yourself and connect with people who actually get your vision. So at the very end of this presentation, you're going to see a real live social media post that I did about 2 hours ago, you guys, but I'm going to break it down so that way you can see exactly what I'm doing. So don't think that, oh, this person's successful online because of this and I could never do this because of that. I'm going to share with you how I got to that actual point. And that's by building a personal brand. So first, let's just determine or discuss what is a personal brand. A personal brand is simply how you want people to remember you in your absence. So no, I'm not talking about when you did. Of course, that does count, but let's just keep things not so morbid. Let's just talk about how people determine or discuss you in your absence. So this is already happening, you guys. Like if so-and-so is trying to introduce you to so-and-so, they're like, oh, she's this, she's that, and the third, right? There's something that they're going to say that's actually going to describe you, okay? With that being said, we all already have a personal brand. So I want you to think about your cousin who knows how to do hair, or your cousin who loves B2K for whatever reason, or the cousin who knows how to cook. Okay. Pop quiz. So your husband just came in the house. He said, get ready. We're about to go to my family house for dinner. Did you immediately think, oh my God, I hope it's not this person's house because they can't cook? Or, ooh, I hope it's so-and-so house because she know how to throw down. Like you immediately thought about somebody, right? Or if, let's say, you are throwing a party, you're like, you know what, I want a party, but I want this person to come because I know this person knows how to dance. So I know this person is going to keep it fun. I know this person is going to, you know what I'm saying, make this party more enjoyable so it's not boring, right? Like we all already have things that people think about when they think about us. And so your personal brand is very much so the same thing. This is where you are sharing your personal story. Now, the good thing about this, you guys, is that you have the power and ability to change and or build to your personal brand. Like you are the storyteller, you're the story writer, you're the story creator. So you can determine what is being released about you. Now, why is this so important? Number one, you are so much more than Avon. So yes, I love Avon, you guys. For those of you who don't know, my grandmother sold Avon up until she passed away, okay? So I absolutely love Avon. But when it comes down to it, you are not just Avon. You are you. You are beautiful. You are unique. You are funny. You're charismatic. You are determined. You are hardworking. You are so many different qualities. So why limit yourself to just Avon? Now, as what I've learned, especially just recently, you guys, is that people are trained to say no. They're trained to look for the objection, okay? So I want you to think about how many times did you immediately say yes to something that was new and foreign to you? So let's just say you don't normally eat seafood or exotic foods. If somebody put a plate of, like, what is it? What's the word? Squid on your, look, see, obviously I don't eat it. But if somebody put like some squid or some calamari on your plate, would you immediately eat it? Probably not, right? Like, we're always going to think about, like, nah, this is not what I'm normally used to. Okay, so when it comes down to building your personal brand, people can't really necessarily relate to brands, but they can relate to qualities. And qualities is something that people can own, okay? So we're all the same when it comes down to this. Like, you would rather trust your friend who you've known for 10 or 15 years versus a new business that just started last week. With that being said, you guys, people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. Those three factors, you gotta know, like, and trust them. Knowing them, you guys, is like recognition. Liking them, agreeing with their statement, and trusting in them, knowing that they're going to deliver as promised. So without those three factors, people are not going to buy. And this is why people don't necessarily respond to those traditional spammy type of sales and recruiting posts. The posts that start off with like, join my team, or buy from me, or shop my e-store. Like, people don't relate to that. The only people who relate to that is the people that have already done that. But people who don't know you, they're not going to respond to those type of posts. Point blank, period. Right? So you have to think about the competition, not just in terms of Avon, but everybody is selling something online. You have your big brands as well as you have your independent representatives. So you got Nike, you got Coca-Cola, you got, all of these big brands. Then you have somebody from It Works, you got somebody from Paparazzi, you have somebody from Avon, Mary Kay, you have somebody from Herbalife, right? Like, you have so many different people, but everybody is selling something online, so it becomes noisy to the average consumer. So how do you stand out? You guys, it's the most simplest thing that you could ever do. It doesn't require learning anything, but it does require a skill, and that's listening skills. So in order for people to listen to you, they need to know that you are listening to them. Like, do you really buy from somebody who is not addressing your objections or your concerns? Like, let's say you walked into a car dealership and you say, hey, I'm looking for a car. I don't want a truck because it's a gas guzzler. Oh, okay, I could sell you this Ford F-150. Like, do you really listen to that person, even though you just told them that that's not what you want? So the way to break the barrier down is being a real person. This is actually going to be a conversation starter. So in one of my most recent videos, I talked about, like, being able to start conversations is just, communicating with people on a personal level. So with a personal brand, you can communicate on a personal level, and you can talk about things that you want to talk about. And this is how you immediately break that barrier. Once you can talk to people, you guys, they're going to start to know you, right? They're going to say, okay, this person is that. And then once they say, okay, we have things in common, they're going to start to like you. And because they like you and they know you, trust is going to come pretty secondhand. So let's just talk about how to determine your personal brand. So a lot of people that I know, they always tell me, Natalie, I'm boring. There's nothing about me. I don't do anything but work and take care of my kids. I don't have a personal brand. So I'm here to call you out on that, because we all already have a personal brand. As I said, if it comes down to something, your family is going to describe you as that something, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to think about 3 to 5 things, minimum, okay, that either are important to you, things that you love, something that you can talk about all day. What do you do in your spare time? What do you do professionally, right? So what are your hobbies? What do you do for a career or a job? What describes you? How is your personality, okay? And that's going to be very, very important. Think about your personal story. So why did you get started with Avon? Why did you decide to step out on your own? What is so important for you? What is your why? And then more importantly, what do you want people to know about you? So remember what I said, we all determine our personal stories, we determine our personal brand. So what are some things that are important to you, and what do you want people to know about you? Okay, so let's give some examples of personal brands. Let's look at Kevin Hart. He has a personal brand. Everybody knows him for being a comedian, right? That's his personal brand. For being an actor, being his personal brand. Being silly, yes. We also know that he is a father, that he has a daughter, that he has a son, that he has a newborn. We all know that he's short, right? These are things that he made it a purpose to actually point out to us. Let's look at Dwayne Johnson. We already know that he is a former wrestler. We already know that he is an actor. We know that he is he's very positive, he's very motivating, that he loves fitness. You know what? Let me not talk about Dwayne Johnson because my husband will get mad. Let's just talk about Will Smith, right? We know that he is a former rapper. We know that he's an actor, that he's a director. We know that he's motivational, that he's positive. Like, we know so many different things, but you guys, it didn't come from somebody else telling us this. It came from him showing us that he was that. So when you think about your personal brand, it's you showing you to the world. Now, what do you do with your personal brand? You want to connect with like-minded people. So the purpose is not to convince people, right? You don't want to convince people because that's more of an effort. It's more of a heartbreak when you spend so much time trying to prove that you are something. You want to align with the people that see your actual vision. So Facebook alone has 2 billion people on it. I guarantee you there's at least 200 people on there that see and think the same way that you do. So why are you spending your time trying to convince this person when there's somebody who already sees the vision and the goal? So you can find these type of like-minded people online or in person. There are certain groups, certain social media platforms such as Facebook events, Meetup, LinkedIn, where you can actually attend local events, you guys. So it could be a combination of social media and face-to-face if you want. You can join Facebook groups, you can join LinkedIn groups, you can follow certain hashtags on Instagram and Twitter, you guys. So the purpose of this exercise, right, before we move on, is this is what I want you to do. Right now, pause. Are you paused? Did you pause? Are you going to pause? Write down 3 to 5 things about yourself that's important and that you want people to know, and that you want to actually share with the world, and that you can talk about, okay? So write those things down right now. And when I say connect with those people, so you want to find those people, whether it be social media or in person, but it's probably going to start off with social media, even if it's in person, right? Because remember, you can look up Facebook events to find local things going on with you. But I want you to connect with those events that have those type of people who share the same values that you do. And to throw in a little extra benefit or extra bonus right here, connect with those people. So remember our daily method of operation 553. When you connect with those people, that is going to help you with number 1, adding new contacts. You want to add like-minded people, okay? So you know that you're interested in, I don't know, Pomeranians. So you joined a group for Pomeranians. Add 5 Pomeranian friends. That simple, okay? Now I want you to post intentionally. So I always talk about this, you guys, but I want you to remember the 3 E's. Educate, entertain, or empower. Educate, entertain, or empower. Educate, entertain, or empower. Educate, entertain, or empower. I don't know how many times you want me to say this, but that was the last time I was going to say it. So I want you to think about the things that are important to you. And I want you to create a post that does one of the 3 things: educate, entertain, or empower. So if you are a fan of Pomeranians, maybe you could create an entertaining story about Pomeranians. Or if you are a fan about skincare, maybe you can create a post educating people about skincare. Okay? See what I'm doing here? So you want to do like a little mental checklist. I care about these things. I'm going to create a post that actually does one of these three things. So this way you're going to add value to your audience's timeline. Okay? And then also, because you're doing this mental checklist, I want you to be honest with yourself. If it does not do one of the following, educate, entertain, or empower, don't post it. Yeah, I know that was hard, right? So many different things on Facebook. I want to post everything. I want to post 10 times an hour. I know, I get it, right? I used to be the very same way. But when it comes down to it, you guys, life, business is all about consistency. So whether or not somebody is responding to your post, whether or not they're liking it, they are watching you. I've had certain people who actually write back or message me and they tell me exactly what my last social media post was about, but they didn't like or comment on it. Okay, so it doesn't mean that they didn't see it. Maybe they didn't want their comment to be public. Maybe they didn't want everybody to know how they felt, but they are watching you. And then remember, because we are trained for the no, they're just looking to see you when you slip up. So you want to be consistent. You can't talk about helping other people and then bash somebody else in your next post. It's not going to work. Now, with that being said, you guys, I wanted to give you a personal example. So this is a post that I made about 2 hours ago, as you guys can see. And it says, nobody wants you to feel more than your puppy watching you eat and hoping that you miss your lip. Facepalm. Now, as you can see, 9 people have shared it. Now, I don't know who those 9 people were necessarily, but they shared it to their people. And because they shared it to their people, guess what their people may do? They may actually come back and look at my profile. And then that way I gain new followers, I gain new friends. So I'm going to break this post down a little bit for you. So remember what I said, educate, entertain, and empower. So the 3 E's, what E is this? For me, this is going to be the entertain. What is important to me is my dog, okay? I have a pit bull. So for that reason, everybody hates pit bulls. Like pit bulls are, I don't know, but everybody hates them for whatever reason. So I have went and I found groups specifically for pit bulls. I found groups specifically for bully breeds. So I didn't just go with the traditional dog owners groups, but I wanted to make sure that I got like pit bulls and bully breeds because we have a different experience. So I connected with those people, and as you can see, they're liking it and they're sharing it and they're actually exposing me to their audiences. But I do want people to know that pit bulls are or just dogs in general, but yes, but pit bulls and bully breeds are very important to me. My bad, you guys. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, these are people actually responding to different things. But anyway. Also, what is something that I wanted people to know about me? I wanted people to know that I have a sense of humor. I am silly. Like some people might call it a dry sense of humor. I don't care. But I wanted people to know that. Why? Because I am finding my tribe of people. I don't really connect well, and it's not enjoyable for me to connect with people who don't have a sense of humor. And yes, I understand there are a lot of people out there like that. And it's no shade, dirt, ash, snow towards them, but it's not my personality type. Honestly, I don't find it bearable to connect with somebody who's only serious, okay? So a little bit about my past, you guys, and everybody already knows this, but I have gone through a violent relationship, a relationship in which I lost my voice, a relationship in which I started to distance myself from family. I felt like a failure, even though I was the first person in my generation to go away to college, you guys. I felt like a complete failure, okay? Because I put myself in this situation. That's at least how I regard it, right? I know some people will argue up and down with me like, oh, you didn't put yourself in that situation, whatever. So anyway, with that being said, I was depressed, okay? And I finally found happiness. And because I did that, I am addicted to happiness. I am addicted to feeling good. I am addicted to laughing. Okay, so I connect with those type of people, and because I know some people are actually going through the things that I have gone through, I want to be that light for them. I want them to be able to come back to my profile and be able to smile. So yes, I am going to be silly. Okay, that's very, very important for me. I'm going to do something or say something that is going to make you laugh, because that is very important for me. Okay, and that's a part of my personal brand. That's how people describe me. Oh, she's funny, she's silly, right? Like, that's what I want people to think about. I want people to have good vibes when it comes to me. Like, I don't want to be somebody who let the situation take control of them more than what it had to. So I want you to think about who you are and what you want people to know about you. Okay, and in a way, this is actually eliminating people who aren't for you in the first place. Like, if somebody is so serious where they don't have a sense of humor, they're not going to see my personality type and say, hey, I want to join her. And that's perfectly okay. It's mutually beneficial. Okay. So you have to think about who you are, what is important to you, what are your values, what are your morals. Okay. And make sure that you are conveying that. Now, as I do from this point on out, at the end of every presentation, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Now, if you are not an Avon representative, maybe you are Avon customer, don't necessarily know how you stumble across this video. But if you like to see a current Avon brochure or learn more about becoming an Avon representative, I want you to visit my digital business card at beautybosswins.com. Once again, that is beautybosswins.com. I'll catch you guys on the next one.